Hey there, drone fans. Rick here again from Drone Valley. In today's video, I'm going to try and convince you not to wait for the release of the brand new DJI Mini 3. Now, I know that sounds like heresy because I love new technology and I can't wait for new things to be released so I can get them, review them, and talk about them on the channel, but I'm also a cheapskate and I'm a frugal buyer. So what I like to look at is what the current generation product offers compared to what might be in the next generation. And then when I see what that delta, what that difference between those models are, I can make an informed decision as to whether that new generation brings enough exciting features to the platform I'm flying to justify the cost increase of that new drone. And I don't really know what the Mini 3 is going to look like. I mean, there's a lot of speculation out there, and that's probably the first reason not to wait for the Mini 3 because we don't really know what it's going to look like. Now, I've seen some leaks of the frame, and I've heard people talking about what they expect to be in the Mini 3. And if you're asking me, I think the Mini 3 is going to have a couple of improvements over the Mini 2. Things like crash avoidance, maybe it'll have a little longer flight time. It'll certainly have follow me mode built in because crash avoidance and follow me mode kind of go hand in hand because you can't really build a follow me mode into a drone that's effectively blind when it's flying because it's going to try to follow you, but it's not going to recognize a tree off to the side and it's going to crash into the tree. Now you can get by that today by using Litchi on the Mini 2. The SDK was just released. Litchi already jumped on it. They've got a version of Litchi out you can use with the Mini 2 to follow you. And there's a couple of hacks to get it to follow you as well. But my caution there would be if you're going to enable that or you're going to use Litchi to follow you, make sure you're in a wide open space where there isn't any possibility of you running into anything or you'll destroy your drone. But anyway, back to the Mini 3. I think they're going to build in crash avoidance sensors, probably front, back, and down. But again, the challenge there is that's going to draw energy from the battery. Now, one of the main advantages of having a mini drone in general is that you've got a mini drone that's under the 250 gram weight limit. But those are two different things, quite honestly. Some people buy this drone because they want a small drone that's easy to bring along. It's portable, it takes phenomenal video, and takes, long flight times up in the air. They don't really care about the 249 grams. They don't mind throwing $5 at the FAA to register the drone. But then there's another camp that really cares about that 249 grams. Now, in the United States, it's not that big a deal because the cost is low and there's no testing involved. But in other countries, if it's over 249 grams, you've got to register the drone, you may have to take training, you may have to get insurance. So that 249 gram weight is really important. So for those buyers, if the Mini 3 is under 249 grams, it's going to be a home run for them. What I think is going to happen, this is again just speculation, because normally when a drone's coming out from DJI, every now and then they'll invite me into an NDA group that'll actually get the drone early. I'll test it here under NDA. And when they release it, I've had a couple of weeks of use out of the drone. So I've had a lot of experience that I can put clips together they're talking about it. Unfortunately, with the Mini 3, I'm starting to hear release dates, horizon dates of around April, May, something like that, if in fact any of that's true. And again, I don't have any inside information on this drone. And if I was part of the NDA group, which I'm still hoping to be included in, I'll have to stop talking about it completely. But as of today, this is, March 19th. I'm not involved in that group, so I can speculate to my heart's content. So the one thing I think you're going to see with the Mini 3 is because DJI realizes that a mini drone like this serves those two audiences. It serves the audience that's looking for a drone that's small and portable, it doesn't care about the weight, and the other group that really cares about the weight. I think you're going to see two versions in the Mini 3 coming out. I think you'll see them in the same airframe, but there'll be increased battery capacity. Maybe they'll call it a Pro version, but they'll have one version that will be under the 249 grams that'll fly 31 to 40 minutes, something like that. And there'll be a Pro version or an XL version, whatever they're going to call it, that has a larger battery capacity that fits in the same airframe, that'll put it over the 249 grams weight, but it'll allow it to fly a lot longer. So that way you can serve both of those audiences simply by using a different battery. But beyond that, those features are kind of important. Oh, the camera too. It'll probably have a better camera. You can't really put a big camera on a small drone like this because when you're engineering a drone like this, you've got features and weight. And the third metric in there, the third vector, is battery capacity. So when you add things like crash avoidance and you add a bigger camera that has higher resolution, has to be processed inside, it needs a bigger chip to process that video feed coming back. Crash avoidance, again, is a real energy drainer because it's got sensors all around looking at things, making adjustments and making calculations about where the tree is so it doesn't run into it. So the challenge is when you add those features, you typically get less flight time out of it because there are more circuits that are drinking electrons out of the battery. So I think it'll probably have, like I said, the 249 gram lower weight that'll have all those features, but it'll be a limited flight time, maybe 31 or 35 minutes, and probably a 40 or even 50 minutes with the larger battery style. But again, going back to those original conversations, I think if it has those features, do those really matter to me? Is that something I really want to buy a new drone for? Like if you look at the Mini 2 today, flies 31 minutes. It flies an insanely far distance. Again, you've got visual line of sight requirements in the US. It's based on OcuSync 2. And even if I could fly at 5 miles, I can't fly at 5 miles unless I'm breaking the FAA regulation. So 31 minutes and the distance this can fly and keeping a visual line of sight is perfect for me. And using OcuSync 2, I know the drone has a perfect connection between me and the controller, or the drone and the controller, so I'm never going to lose that connection. The Mini 3 will probably operate in OcuSync 3 or O3 Plus, which are using in a lot of their new drones, so you get a better distance out of it, but who cares? Until they come out with some kind of beyond visual line of sight regulation where you can actually fly further than you can see it, I'm paying for something I'm not going to use. Can they really improve the camera? I don't know. They're at a 1/2.3 inch sensor here. They could go to a 1/3. I don't know how they get a bigger sensor in a drone of this size and keep the weight under 249 grams. So maybe the XL version will be a different airframe with a bigger camera. A lot of companies are looking at coming with different versions there, but do I really care? Because a 4K 30 frames a second is perfect for everything I do with the Mini 3. I take it on the Mini 2. I take it on vacation all the time. I'm capturing amazing footage out there. Honestly, most of the videos I shoot are 2.7 or 1080p. This does all of those. And again, with 31 minutes of flight time, I have plenty of time in the air. The OcuSync 2 makes it a rock solid connection. So everything I need in a drone is built into the Mini 2 today. Going to the Mini 3, those advanced feature sets are great for somebody who's never flown before. But if you're going to wait till April or May, or if it slips into June, and then it's released with some of the features not working until a firmware release comes out, you could be into July or August before you get full functionality in the Mini 3. And that's my fifth point. I don't want to wait. Why would I waste all these beautiful spring days where the trees are starting to bud up and the birds are coming back and it's a beautiful skyline? I could be flying this drone for 4 or 5 or 6 months until the Mini 3 hits. So I get all that enjoyment. I don't waste a summer of flying waiting for some product that none of us know when it's going to be released and never understood what the feature sets are going to be until it's finally released. I know what I'm getting here. It's a proven drone. It's been out for 2.5 years. This thing flies like a dream and it's rock solid up in the air. So giving up things like crash avoidance and follow me mode, not that big a deal for me, because if you're a decent pilot, you're not going to run into stuff. If you're a cautious pilot, you know there's a tree over there, just don't get too close to the tree. And if you're really concerned about crash avoidance and follow me, you can install Lychee and have the thing follow you all over the neighborhood if you want, but again, keep an eye out for those obstacles. Do I need a bigger camera? I don't think I do. Do I need 31 minutes of flight time or longer than that? I'll just swap a battery. So all those things that maybe they're in the Mini 3 are things that are cool to have, but they're not must-haves. Like if you go back a couple generations, there were major changes between the revolutions or the iterations of drones getting up to the Mini 2. But when they released this product 2.5 years ago, I was blown away by it because I love the Mini. The Mini's a wonderful drone, but this was such an improvement over the Mini. It was well worth the extra dollars. The Mini 3, that's something I haven't talked about yet, is going to be an expensive drone. It's not going to be cheap. So if I can buy this one today for roughly $450 with the Fly More combo or whatever kit you get for the $450 and put this thing up in the air, I've got a drone that's functional, it's proven, it's rock solid technology, and I'm flying tomorrow as opposed to waiting for the Mini 3, which again, I'm speculating, could be $599, $649, somewhere in that price range. Is it worth spending another $200 to get to that drone when all the features I need are on the Mini 2 today that I really care about? So those are my reasons. Again, I'm a big fan of flying what you can afford, but I'm a bigger fan of flying something today. So find a drone, a used drone, borrow drone. You know, you probably have friends that have 3 or 4 drones in their flight pag. You can borrow one from them and put it up in the air and see if you like the hobby. And the last thing I'll say is that if you make the move on a Mini 2 today, you're going to drop $450. You can walk into an Apple store and buy it, charge the batteries, and be up flying that afternoon. You can always sell it. There are going to be people that are looking for used Mini 2s down the road when the Mini 3 hits. You could easily sell this on the secondary market and get most of your money back that you can apply towards the Mini 3 if that's something you really want to do. Because a lot of times you get into the hobby, I don't understand it, but some people get into the hobby, they buy the drone, they fly it twice, they go, it was cool, but it's not for me. Now they get a drone that they spent a lot of money on that's sitting on a shelf someplace. So I'm hoping you're going to fly and love it like I do. Because, man, I'm telling you, I was out this morning with it. It's the first beautiful day we've had in New Jersey with blue skies, clear blue skies, nice warm weather. I was so excited to get out of bed this morning, charge my batteries, and get out in the field and start flying this to explore all the areas that I remember from last fall. You're going to fall into that category. I think you will. But again, don't spend too much getting into it. This is the perfect drone to get started. The Mini 3, I'm sure, is going to be an amazing drone. And DJI, don't hate me for this, because you always come out with really innovative, cool products. But waiting for it, fly this guy tomorrow. Mini 3 comes out. Let's take a look at it. I'll do extensive reviews on it. And I'm sure it's going to be amazing, but this is a great drone for flying today. So hopefully those things made sense. If you're really not buying any of this and you're thinking, no, I need the crash avoidance, I need the 1-inch sensor, I need 4K 60 frames a second, the Mavic Air 2 or the Air 2 and the Air 2S are wonderful alternatives. They're a little bit more money, a couple $100 more, especially the Air 2 right now. There's a lot of sales out there on the Air 2 and the Air 2S. If you're really not enamored with this and you really need those bigger features like crash avoidance and follow me and a better camera, longer flight times, jump up to the Air 2 or the Air 2S. But for all you flyers out there that are thinking of getting in the hobby, this is a home run. And I can't say enough nice things about it. So anyway, that's all I had for today. If you're interested in this, I've got a link below where you can go find the drone and check out the specifications and do your own analysis to see if it's right for you. But that was pretty much it for today. So don't flame me. I love DJI. I love Autel. I like Hubsan. I fly all their drones. I like Parrot. I like, who did I forget? Skydio. I fly them all. But I get this question a lot. Man, should I wait for the Mini 3 or should I go with the Mini 2? Go with the Mini 2. Buy it, fly it, and have fun. That's it for today. So thanks again for watching. I have a ton more clips coming, so stay tuned. And thanks again. See you next time, and happy flying.